sounded like you were doing it on purpose, which I know.
No,
that
I
you're
really
not.
wasn't.
I know that you weren't, but that's what it sounded like. It was like. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome back.
To another weekly recap.
We talked too long last night, so we had to push it.
We sure did.
We pushed it to the next day. And you know what? I'm not fucking mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
Me neither.
So, how was your week?
My week was all over the place, honestly.
Right?
And okay, so let's just preface this by saying once summer starts, these weekly recaps are going to be legit weekly recaps of the week that happened prior. Right now, they're a little bit delayed, right? So this is going to come out, I don't know if I can remember when, a couple weeks. So it's whatever. But once June hits, you guys are going to get like kind of real time weekly recaps.
Yeah, this will almost be real time.
It's like 2 weeks behind, I think.
Because I crossed it off last night. It was supposed to air 5/24. Yep. Well, yep.
Well, it's 5/6, so it's fine.
I don't know where I am. What is happening? Okay.
I had a weird, kind of chaotic work week. And then I had my aunt passed away, and so I had to go to that service. Well, at that service, my ex-husband told me he thinks we need to put our dog down. That was having problems earlier in April. So I was like, okay, cool.
Thanks for
that
tidbit.
Thank you for giving that to me right now. But it was weird because he, like, obviously Rocky lives with him, so he sees Rocky all the time, right? And he's like, he just doesn't seem like he's breathing okay. He's very exhausted. Like, he seems spent a lot. He doesn't like to go outside to go to the bathroom at night, things like that. But then I felt like he was almost like, I think he regretted it, because then he's like, well, you can like come over and see him and like see what you think. I'm like, I'm not a vet. Like, I feel like the emergency vet prepared us for this, of like, the meds might work, but if they don't, then we have our answer, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a veterinarian.
I'm not. I wanted to be one when I was like 7. Yeah. He's very old, right?
He's old.
And so while I already kind of like, I already kind of went through the grieving process when I spent the day at the vet with him, in the sense of like realizing he's coming to the end of his life. Like, it still fucking sucks. It's not going to be easy to put him to sleep. It's not at all. And I told him, I was like, I have a really busy work week next week. And like, I'll call the vet, but it's not going to be till the end of my work week, because I can't cancel days. I cannot afford to do that. The IRS made that evident, that I cannot afford to ever have a sick day in my life ever again.
The IRS. The IRS did you dirty. The IRS said, I'm the captain now.
Yes. Of your entire being.
Of your life. So
I do feel like I had a lot of conversations with clients that I've had before, right? Where like we're continuously having the same conversation over and over. Here's the thing, you guys, I get repetition is how you learn. Okay. That's one thing. But if we are continuing to have the same conversation over and over because you are refusing to do anything, that's something completely different.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I actually might get a tattoo. I might get a tattoo somewhere, maybe on my hand, that says write it down. And I'm gonna just hold
you can go like this when you're pointing at things to clients, like, I need you to
bang, 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 bang. Like I get repetition is so necessary. I really do. I'm not, when I say things, I'm not making it up.
Correct.
Like, there's scientific evidence, there's statistics, there's data, there's journal articles behind creating a pause to be able to be in the present moment, write down how you're feeling, what you're going through, understand and dissect that there's parts of you that feel this way and not you in totality feel this way. And then also you get to start breaking down your thoughts so you can start to realize that it's not real. And then you start to, when you put it on paper, you start to recognize how much, like how insignificant some of the shit that you're carrying around is.
Correct. And sometimes how ludicrous your thoughts actually are.
Literally put it on paper. And then you start to be like, what the fuck am I actually saying to myself?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Yeah. What are you saying to yourself?
I had a client, we had a session on Monday, right? He was like feeling super confident about the situation he was in, feeling great. Okay. The next day I get a frantic email that he's panicking because he made a mistake and now he was convinced that nothing was ever going to work out, that he's always going to be in the same situation in his life, and going on and on and on. And I said, you literally just told me 24 hours ago that you felt confident. I said, you made a mistake. You're a human being. You are like catastrophizing to the nth degree.
The nth.
And him and I have gone through the actual physical worksheets of thought challenging. And then he also has an app that he uses that he can do that with. Like he can go into the app and do the same shit himself.
Yes.
I said, you need to write this down. Well, I just feel like, what's the point? I said, that's a defeatist attitude. And you didn't have that attitude yesterday.
And you're also now emailing me, relying on me to do it for you. I am not always going to be here. I am not always going to be available. And I am also not like your personal assistant.
Correct.
To be able to do these things. Don't get me wrong. I love being a therapist and I love helping people out. However, I can't be your only. I'm not your one and only.
Correct.
Like, this is not a teenage relationship.
It's also not fair to either one of us. It's not fair to you to feel like you have to rely on another person to function in life. And it's not fair to me to feel the pressure of being that person.
Yes, correct. Correct.
And I don't have many people that abuse contacting me outside of sessions. I really don't, because I'm pretty firm in my boundaries with that. But there are some where I'm like, there really isn't much else for me to tell you, right? Or like, we can discuss this further in session. And to be honest, it depends on where I'm at mentally as to whether or not I'm going to feel like I can even have this conversation in an email.
Right. Right. And also, it is sometimes way easier for me to be able to discuss this in person or via video versus writing it down in an email.
Yes.
Like, some of my best moments come from just being and going back and forth with my clients versus like taking the time to write shit out, like back to them, where it's like, if we're having a dialogue back and forth, it's easier for me to pinpoint things in the moment. But again, it's that I'm not always going to be available and accessible. So you're going to have to use journaling. You're going to have to use writing it down and working through it, because here's the thing. I know how to do that. I do that for myself. Like, it does work. You have to be able to do it.
Yep.
So.
However, this PS was inspired by the episode that we did called Anxiety and Compulsions, where we talked about Mari had a plan to, on the way back from New York, try not to take her Xanax to see if she can do it. And so I was like, well, let's talk about it on the PS, because we can follow up, because you literally just got back.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. Right?
And I took 14 Xanax on my own. I'm just kidding. So my week, I got back on
Tuesday, right?
Talk about the
You got back on Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to talk about the whirlwind experience that was New York first and foremost. So for those people who don't know, we went to New York for Sophia's junior swing choir competition. She was in the World Heritage or World Strides Heritage Festival or something. I don't know what the fucking full name is. But her school competed in junior swing, madrigal choir, jazz, and strings. So 5.
My brother did madrigals in high school.
Yeah, 5 groups went, and our madrigals choir is really, really good. They got gold and got invited to Carnegie Hall for another competition. Yeah, to go. So I hope that they take that opportunity. It was really cool. But you got to be older for the madrigal. So Sophie's in the junior swing. So they took gold, and then they won the Spirit Award for the competition, and then they won the competition overall.
That's awesome.
It's so cool, because it was this grade school that won, like beat out high schoolers. It was really, really cool. During this time, Sophia got sick, and Peanut doesn't get sick. Like, she's got her dad's immunity. She doesn't get sick. She doesn't get, I mean, when she's down, she's down. So it's an entire different, like, I've seen her like sick. 3 times maybe in her life,
must be nice.
besides her seizures. Yeah, like she has her dad's immunity because it ain't mine. Your girl's sick every other fucking second. Not even like sick. I just always have a tummy ache all the time. But so she was throwing up. So I was grateful to be out there and to be able to be there with her and support her. But it was just, man, it was a lot. It was a lot on that day, and like trying to coordinate. And it was one of those moments where I feel like it really paid off for me. I was able to go to New York and do what I wanted to do and be in the Peloton studios and do that. But then I also was able to be there to watch the lesson I was trying to teach her actually work out in my favor of like, okay, you don't want me to chaperone? Okay, let's see how this goes. I was still there, I was still present, but it was just one of those learned moments where she was like, Mom, I don't ever want to do this again if you're not chaperoning. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
My kid doesn't want me to chaperone in town. So
yeah. Well, but here I know now that she knows that I don't think that's a good idea anymore. So I'm happy about that we're not going to have
a battle again.
Yeah. I won't mind when she's maybe in 7th grade. 8th grade, I won't mind if she doesn't want me to come. I'll probably still like go along like how I did now.
Yeah.
But at least for the next time, like I will be there. And it also won't be in New York because I think it rotates around, which is nice. So it poured 2 days too. So that was wild. But I still feel like we saw everything we wanted to see, did everything we wanted to do. It was really awesome. It was a good time. So it's feeling really good about it. I got some pretty good sleep too. And movement feeds my soul. So we were moving the entire trip. Like we were walking so much. Like one of the days I almost got 40,000 steps. So
that's how
like,
it was when we went to California for the first time.
Yeah. And when we went to Disney World, it was like 22 to 28,000 steps. But one of the days we had 39,800 something. And then the other day we had like 35. And I was like, yes, like our lazy day where it was literally pouring the whole day. We got almost 15,000. That was the day that we did the strength workout with Andy Spear. It was a 60-minute strength workout. And then we got some food, watched a game. One of the basketball games was on. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Went back to the hotel and just chilled out and then went and got dinner, which was really nice because we missed it was pouring. Oh my God, it was bad. So that was good. So I was watching the weather because I meticulously watch the weather when I know that I'm going to be flying. I watch the weather a lot.
I was going to say, you actually watch it all the time.
Yeah, all the time. I just like knowing what it's going to be like. I've always done that since I was little. Like I used to cut out the weather reports in the newspaper and put them on my wall because it was pretty. Because it had the colors, and the different. I don't know why I did that. Had a whole closet full of them. I was probably like, she's going to be a meteorologist.
Oh my God. And this week's hyperfocus is weather. So
yeah, literally. That is one I have not gotten off of yet. Hyperfixation enacted. Yeah. So I don't even feel like enacted was it's not initiated. Whatever. No need to get caught up on that. Just keep it pushing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to not take Xanax on the way home. Took Xanax on the way out. It was a really smooth flight. It was awesome. It was fine. So I was like,
how long was the flight? Only a couple hours, right?
That's 2 hours. Not even like an hour. I think it was 2:05 coming back. And then,
nice.
And then like out there was like 1:55. It was like, it's nothing.
That's awesome.
So I was like, I can do this. Not a big deal. So as we're taking off, I was a little nervous too, because I was like, oh my God, I've never taken off from New York. Like I've always taken off from Chicago. I know what Chicago is like, but I've never taken off from New York. And when you're taking off, like you have to get to climbing and who knows what it's going to be like. Like, is it going to be windy? Is it not going to be windy?
Sure.
What's it going to be like? Because there's a shit ton of buildings. And in my mind, I just kept seeing throughout the trip, like helicopters in the air, probably from violence, but like news reporters and shit, but helicopters in the air and planes coming in. So I was like, people are coming here every fucking 14 seconds and leaving every fucking 14 seconds. Like I just kept